That's why we need to connect. Sabi nga ng stakeholders, ng mga developers, we cannot operate without brokers. We cannot operate without you professionals. That's why you can see a lot of training being done now by developers. As a matter of fact, I just approved a training program for all one big organization of SunTrust and MegaWorld. That the salespersons be accredited under a broker.
Yes, Chairman, you were mentioning about yung convergence, no? What do you think? How far or how close we are to the target of convergence? With respect to real estate sector, of course.
Well,
Appreciation.
in my thoughts, in my appreciation, I can say that we are now step 3,
Or how many steps yan?
step 10.
So that is how far we are.
How far we are.
And
But-
what are these issues or concerns?
Okay. One issue that I can think of is integration. We cannot integrate yet our stakeholders, our professionals, those who belong to the different associations, so that we can put, in other words, we cannot yet put our act together. So we have to do that to be able to bargain in the Asian community. How do we do that? Iba sasabihin ng isa, the other one will say something, etc. Positive, negative, neutral. We don't know. We have to put our act together.
Now, from the standpoint of regulation, before we proceed to Attorney Moby, Chairman, in terms of level, how far or how advanced or how backward is the Philippines vis-a-vis other ASEAN countries?
As far as real estate is concerned, in the rank of 10, I think we are number 7.
Number 7. So that is quite high.
Quite high. Well, because I wouldn't say that because we have our own law, which is the RESA law, our A9646, but Malaysia has a law. Singapore has an executive directives, but not a law. And Thailand has no law. And the other countries have no laws or no regulations on real estate. So that is now the Philippines is having a primary task to integrate all of these regulators as far as regulations are concerned. All of these regulators, so that we can be united as one. And who will lead that? The Philippine regulators.
Thank you, Chairman. Going back to Moby, from the practitioner standpoint, you've been very active, especially with the international relations of our organization, PAREP. How do you see the professional real estate organization in the Philippines, in particular, PAREP, with respect to this ASEAN integration?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. You know, since the RESA came out, we've already foreseen that there will be cross-border transactions, not only in the ASEAN region. In fact, it's globally happening. And it's not only in real estate, it happens with all other professions, it happens in all other businesses. But, you know, the key to survival is, it's a numbers game. It's how strong you are, how big you are, and how forward-thinking you are. It's all about, it's a rat race of all the countries. Of course, in the US economy is inherently big. Chinese economy is trailing second. But the European economy has been going down.
Probably, Moby, the more direct question is there any formal association or professional real estate organization right now?
Yes, I was about to go to that. Why did PAREP jump on a new mission in 2012? Because we saw that there was a big challenge coming in. And precisely we saw the ASEAN integration as that opportunity. ASEAN integration can be a two-edged sword. It can be an opportunity, but it can also be our downfall. Why? Because if you're not ready and other economies have integrated and you did not join the bandwagon, or you just joined, you did not lead it, then you'll be lagged behind.
So
Precisely.
briefly, no? So I've been asking about any formal organization that PAREP has entered into for the information of our members.
Yes, precisely because of that thought in 2012, we came up with a concept from Parrot. We thought of working with Singapore through the Institute of Estate Agents and with Malaysia through the Malaysian Institute of Estate Agents. And we have a team. We started in 2011 and then in 2012 we signed the agreement of the three countries to work together to initiate the ASEAN integration for the practitioner side. So briefly, these are for Singapore, this is it's our counterpart association, one of the largest and most active associations in Singapore. And our Malaysian counterpart is the largest, it's the largest and the only real estate professional organization.
And what is that?
We call that
organization?
the ARENA. It's the ASEAN Real Estate Network Alliance. We thought that there's got to be one agenda for the Philippines before we're always a tail ender of what US wants. But because of the ASEAN integration and the active push of the PRBRS, we were also challenged by Chairman Ong to lead the ASEAN integration at the time. So we saw the opportunity because in prior years, I think our past President Melinda was very active also with the ASEAN Fellowship. We thought of coming up with one entity to represent the true ASEAN voice, and that is in the organization called ARENA, which we co-founded.
Thank you, John Moby. No? Going back to the private sector, Mr. Chairman, no, especially PARED, has been very active in networking with the other professional organizations in ASEAN. With respect to government side, can you give us any update on this, parallel to what has been?
As far as the government regulators are concerned on the real estate front, I have initiated talks. As a matter of fact, I have visited Singapore 2 times already to talk to the regulators. They seem to be very receptive on the idea of integration. Now I'm starting to connect with Malaysia. And as you know, the 1:20 provision in RESA came from the Malaysian model. And I asked them, Malaysian regulator, what is the effect of 1:20 to you? You know what they said? Horrible.
No. Yes, Mr. Chairman, no? From your standpoint, how do we expedite? No, you mentioned earlier that in a scale of 1 to 10, we're still level 3. Although, with respect to regulation, you rated 7.
Uh-huh.
So from your standpoint, from the regulator side, what suggestions or ideas do you have in order to jumpstart or expedite this process of convergence?
I think that by the end of the year, we will be pairing to about 6 or 7 because of the connections or the connectivity that we are moving to all the other 10 countries. Would you believe some do not even have real estate regulators? I would say about 50% don't have. And
What
so,
are these countries, Mr. Chairman?
the lowest part, Laos, Myanmar,
Vietnam, Cambodia.
even Vietnam.
Okay.
We have that. But they have, that surprisingly, they have no regulators, but they have associations.
Okay. So that's good to hear, no, Mr. Chairman, including the effort that you've been doing. Now, going back to Moby, no, you've been very passionate about international relations. Parang yung buhay mo na ata nandun eh. Mas mahal mo ata international relations than your wife. Anyway,
Intriga yan pag na-record yan, patayan mo bukas.
sa standpoint mo, no, at your standpoint, how do you expedite yung process na to, no? Because nakuha ko kasi na sense, we're still very far, no? Siguro in terms of, as the chairman has said, regulation, meron tayo, sila wala, no? So how do you bridge this, parang tingin ko, ang layo, no? Regulation, wala, then how do we settle these difficult issues of integration?
Yes. Actually, every year, these 3 countries, when we started in 2012, we agreed to have yearly dialogues. And so far, in 2013, we discussed the moving forward part, which is, first, let's gather all the associations. We have to complete the ASEAN associations, put them in one forum, and then we freely discuss how integration can happen. But one lead that we have, one direction, the vision of this arena is to create an avenue to solve the gap that was created by the differences of the state of the domestic laws implementing the ASEAN agreement. As you all know, the ASEAN agreement is an agreement signed by all countries. Yes, it's effective, but for you to be able to implement that, you should have a counterpart law, a domestic law implementing it. Yun ang kulang sa ibang bansa. For us, we're happy to have RESA. It may not be perfect, but it gave us the imprimatur to start the ball rolling. And what we have agreed is 2013, we went to Singapore, organized their international convention, and from there, we were able to meet and greet other real estate associations na dagdagan. And with that, we had, Parempala was awarded the largest international delegation in a pre-Singapore in 2013. 55 delegates. So in 2014, we continued our talk. We went to Taipei, where we have the Real Estate Global Summit, and we also have a significant number, which is we're in the top 2 or top 3 of the largest international delegation. More importantly, last year, the IRISE, from the 3 member associations of ARENA, we were able to get the support of Thailand, who joined us last year. Ang IRISE was the first international convention that was organized by PAREB. That was last year. So Thailand came and joined and signed. We also have Indonesia, who signed the agreement to join ARENA. And of course, we have the Asian Real Estate Association of America, a huge US-based organization of real estate practitioners who happens to be Asians. So with these organizations, we brought the organizations in ARENA to 6. And this year, which brings us to the meat of what we're talking about, we are happy to announce that we just finished our meeting last March. We went to Bangkok, Thailand, to finalize the arrangement for the ARENA convention. And we received information that Vietnam and Cambodia are being invited and quite keen to join the ARENA convention.
Okay, thank you for this update, Smokey. No? Dito naman, no, sa professional private groups, organizations, Mr. Chairman, medyo ang dami ng mga meetings. With respect to government-to-government level, do we have any formal gathering of member countries to thresh out, especially in the real estate sector? Pero naman tayo.
Real estate na. Pero yung generics, like there is an ASEAN Summit, there is an APEC Summit, di ba? Spearheaded by the President of the Republic of the Philippines. And all of these are divided into groups. Like we have the trade group, we have the labor group, we have the business group, and so on and so forth. We are trying to participate. We have been invited, real estate, by NEDA to participate in some of these fora.
Is it possible, Mr. Chairman, just to expedite, no, especially sa sector natin real estate, is it possible that on a government-to-government basis, there is a formal gathering of regulators within the ASEAN region? Would that be possible?
Regulators of real estate?
Yes, not possible.
No, not. They are tasking me to initiate because of the so many, especially now, you know, now is election year. And we are changing guards.
Because I was thinking, Mr. Chairman, no, that probably, just to set an example to the other sectors involved in the convergence process, do you think a more formal approach of all government regulators, no, in the different ASEAN regions, there should be a formal meeting, just like what the professional groups have been doing? Would that be possible, or it could be initiated by you?
No, it is very possible, and that is my direction. I'm trying to initiate that. I remember some years back, I was delegate of the Philippines to the International Labour Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. And we had all of these countries all together, 190 of them talking about that. Now we're only talking of 10 countries. It's really very feasible, very possible to do that. And I am trying to do it, to give my best, so that we'll be able to put together all the regulators before the end of the year.
One area, Mr. Chairman, no, that I've been thinking, no? Actually ngayon ko lang naisip while you were talking, is instead of targeting convergence on a regional basis, is it possible that on a country-to-country basis, countries which are near to us in terms of laws, regulations, we could have a bilateral...
Yeah, as I have said, in August, we are signing a bilateral agreement with Singapore. And I am now in the process of negotiating with Malaysia and Indonesia on the possibility of signing an accord. And hopefully, in August, we'll be able to, with all the regulators, as a matter of fact, I'll be asking MOBI, PAREP, to help me identify those that do not have any regulatory body. I can work through the association and they can identify the minister or the director or whoever will be, I can communicate. I will be writing a government to them so that we can be together.
This one, Mr. Chairman, the bilateral agreement with Singapore, what is this all about? Just the picture so that...
The bilateral agreement in Singapore, in simple terms, is just working together, allowing them to come, allowing us to go to Singapore in terms of real estate transactions.
So that's good news, no? Probably the bilateral agreement can be extended to other countries.
Yes, that's why. So I'm trying to make Singapore as the model. Because Singapore is number one, top three in ASEAN.
And in terms of regulation, do you say that Singapore is
Very strict.
nearer to us,
Yes.
nearer in terms
Yeah.
of regulation?
And regulation in Singapore is very strict. You cannot sell, you cannot show properties without an ID. If you do not have an ID, fine. You know Singapore is a very fine city.
Okay, so magandang development, no? Even if on a bilateral basis, no, we have some progress. Now, sa iyo, Moby, no, being an advocate of international relations, from the level of organization to organization muna, how do you propose or expect to help government in terms of expediting this convergence thing?
Yes, that's a very good question, Attorney Ray. In fact, we have practically built the bridge to connect Philippines with at least those advanced countries in real estate. Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and Philippines, of course, the big five. The rest are the smaller countries and others are even communist countries. So new regulation is quite difficult to merge. However, they have associations. So we have decided that the associations, let's just keep it simple.
You mentioned kanina communist country, what country is this?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. So, pwede ba yun? Can we regulate in terms of, because ang layo ng batas nila in terms of yung mga laws in real estate, do you think it's possible that we can integrate yung real estate practice?
Yes.
Because they don't have property ownership
Yes.
in that area.
The main concept of ARENA is it's a stopgap. It's something that instead of waiting for a very long time and waiting for their government, ang problema wala sa atin eh. Luckily, for the first time, ang Philippines nauuna sa regulation. Nauuna rin yung ating regulator in pushing others to join. And sa association side, PAREP has been relentless in our efforts to initiate, together with Singapore and Malaysia, to gather these associations together.
Yung kanina, Chairman, no? Yung na-mention ko about yung economic system magkaiba. No? We're more dun sa free enterprise, tapos yung kanina, yung communist country.
I think that,
hindrance?
yes, it is a hindrance. I think that is something that we have to settle. And that is why I am initiating a dialogue with these people, with this, should I say, other system, communist, etc. But we all belong to ASEAN. And I want to know how they operate as far as property sales or property leasing or property ownership are concerned.
There's a possible model, Mr. Chairman, na yung sa EU. No? They will be quite advanced, no? Siguro in terms of implementing integration.
Yeah.
benchmarking those
I
countries?
am looking at the, well, actually, I'm researching on the EU model, no? The economic, the union, the European Union model. And I guess I'm doing it right now with my academic staff.
Is there any study group, Mr. Chairman, on a government-to-government basis?
On real estate?
On real
Wala
estate,
eh.
wala ba, no? I think it's a good idea, especially for many academics, no, to start giving inputs. Dahil ako mismo, even from the practitioner standpoint, paano yan, no? Magkaiba yung mga economic systems, no? How do you...
Ibang economic fundamentals sila.
Yeah, mukhang divergent eh, no? Hindi
So
convergent.
I am, I teach in the graduate school, and one of my favorite assignments to my students in the past 2-3 years is to give this kind of thing. Tell me, research. Although I collate, I analyze, but I have not given any conclusion on that matter, which I think I still have to synthesize and look at possible options of, loopholes and possible suggestions and recommendations so that we can have an effective model.
Moby, do you have something
Yeah,
to say?
I was about nakatla ako kayo. I just want to finish.
Sanay
Naputol.
tayong magkape.
Naputol. We missed the most important part. The most important part, para mas maintindihan ng mga kasama natin. What Arena is trying to do is to bridge yung problem. How? Very easy. We do co-brokerage amongst us. Now, no matter how divergent the laws are, we all sell real estate, correct? If we do co-brokerage, these communist associations also do co-brokerage.
But
So what if,
in those countries kasi, Moby, property ownership is prohibited, no?
Well,
the communist countries.
merong mga leases di ba? So it's still property transactions. Now, they also have huge scale operations na lease, di ba? So meron din, may business din. But since they're not ready, what we do is we do co-brokerage with all these countries. And then, ang ano lang natin, the unique part of Arena is that we are actually in relation to the question to Chairman Ong. We know that there is a problem kasi hindi ready yung iba. While tayo sa Philippines, si Chairman Ong has been very aggressive. To solve that, we have made representations now with the other associations during our last meeting last March in Bangkok that each association, let us bring our respective regulators to this arena etong August 26, 27. And then we will give them a chance to meet each other. Pero more of fellowship level muna so that at least they can meet and greet and maybe they can talk about parang small steps towards leading to that. What's more important is yung associations are the respected associations from each country. We provide them the avenue to meet.
It would appear, Mr. Chairman, correct me if I'm wrong, it would appear that if we target convergence on a regional basis, mukhang malayo, no? Is it possible na instead of targeting regional convergence, we have a bilateral or multilateral convergence?
That's why I'm posing now. That's why I'm posing now. Initially, I see and I foresee that convergence will not happen in the next couple of years. But so I would like to do small steps at a time. So trying to look into the top 3 countries. And what are they?
What are these countries?
Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand.
Okay. So because these are countries which have
Regulation.
except
Except Thailand.
Thailand.
But according, I was lucky to be invited by the NAR representative in the USA to go to Thailand one of these days and talk to them about the regulatory laws in the Philippines. Perhaps they could learn from us and they could start the ball rolling in their country in Thailand.
That's interesting, no? Because these are countries which are quite very progressive or advanced in terms of real estate. Now, to our practitioners, from your standpoint, Mr. Chairman, what are your advice in preparation for this type of integration? Even not ASEAN.
I will go back to my acronym and of that OPRESA. A, the last one is be active. Be active in all the advocacies, projects, activities of your organization. PAREP is one of the best organizations I've seen that takes care of its constituency. And therefore, projects, hindi mo na kailangang, so many bright minds, so many good ideas. Sometimes I pick up ideas from Pare. I go, okay. And so from Emily, I called Emily, okay. So I consult. And I think Pare can still do more if you put your collective efforts together.
In our area, Mr. Chairman, no, we come from the south. Jensen actually is nearer to Indonesia, no, than Cebu. Ganun kami kalapit, no? You see the Indonesian island, dun sa Balut Island, it's part of the Philippines. We have the BIMP Iaga. No, it's a sub-region within ASEAN. So, do you think in terms instead of targeting the ASEAN region, especially for us practitioners in the south, you might as well focus on sub-regional practice?
Yeah, it can be done, and I would appreciate that because BIM IAGA, the East Asia Trade Center areas, are right already. Indonesia is there, Brunei is a rich country, di ba? Malaysia and the Philippines can work together to attain goals on real estate objectives.
Yes, I've read about, no, kanina, when the topic was assigned to me, no, nakita ko one of the problems about convergence is yung technology, connectivity. No, few months ago, there was a meeting about the ICT practitioners in Davao, and meron na pala tayong high bandwidth connection sa Brunei.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's the fastest internet connection in the country.
Okay.
Bagsak ng cable sa Parang, Maguindanao area. The problem is regulation. Because the big players, you have the PLDT, Globe, they are blocking, no, the entry of this or the use of this cable. May cable na, Chairman, no, from Brunei to Parang, and this is high-speed connectivity. So this is one area na one problem sa integration. What do you think? Mga ganitong problema?
I agree. It has to be prioritized by the new leadership, by the incoming government. Because we are now, although we are good, we have good minds. We can plan, we can project, we can implement, we can act. However, our resources are limited. What is the MEPS in Manila, in the Philippines? Ilan tayo? 5 to 10. Ilan na Singapore? 80 to 100. Paano na tayo maiiwanan yan?
In fact, it's too close na sa amin, no? Na yung connectivity na yan. Moby, ano yung tingin mo? No? You're also from Mindanao. That was brought out by a representative from Brunei. May cable na daw sila, no? Sa Parang. It's the fastest, supposedly, kung magagamit natin.
I don't know, a lot of these things, diba, competition is always healthy. And we are a product of yung ano pa rin eh, no? Yung controls, no, of the other dominant players. But definitely, competition is healthy. Number two is that BIMP IAGA, actually at the time of FDR, I'm fortunate to handle the BIMP IAGA for the country. We had a lot of meetings happening at the time. Pero after that, medyo nag-shift kasi ang focus ng Central. No? So, I don't know, it's a subject of another topic, no?
Yes.
Federalism yung papunta ka.
Baka naman kakampanya na rin Duterte nito, maraming nagalit sa atin. Going back to siguro other issue, Mr. Chairman, no? Human resource. How ready we are sa ASEAN integration with respect to the real estate industry.
Our main asset in the human resource area is our good communication. We speak good English, some of us even speak foreign languages, and that is an asset. That's what I call, in my talk, soft skills. We have to develop more, and I understand, I think PARIP should initiate that. Develop more, initiate seminars for soft skills of the practitioners, and I tell you, you present to me a very good program. I will approve a CPD program.
Okay, thank you to that, Mr. Chairman. Sa'yo mo, anong tingin mo with respect to human resources? How ready we are?
Yes. So for human resources, there's still a lot of room to improve. Relatively, we have all the potentials. But globally, we are not exposed to the global playing field. So that brings back to the topic, why arena is very important. Because one of the key items that we're talking about, it's mutual educational advancement. So we have to create standards of education in the arena. And so far we have agreed that we will have a pool of speakers that we will be sharing with each other. So maybe we can, in the next round of meeting in August, we can initiate, in fact, a program na magkaroon tayo ng parang learning tours, no? They can come here, maybe for a week, we can take them around, see what's happening, and vice versa. Study tours, no? Na this is real estate related.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, what about fears, no? Kasi kanina I was talking to the speaker from NEDA, no? Binulong niya sa akin na she's in favor of entry of yung mga professionals, no? Regulating yung provisions sa constitution natin about restricting yung practice of profession. There's so many concerns about yung sinasabi nila more advanced professional groups, no? And your practice coming from the other countries. Yung mga concerns is, for example, even sa lawyers, accountants, kakainin daw yung mga professional practitioners sa bansa natin.
No,
What's your take on that?
that is a subject that has been very controversial as far as PRC is concerned. As you see, we are 46 regulated professions. And in the 46 professions, for example, one example is medicine, doctor. Of course, foreign doctors from Singapore, from the US can come. And of course, our local doctors wouldn't want that. Isn't it? So they're trying to set up prohibitive restrictions for them to come in. However, if we really want to integrate, we want to make it one big global community, I think we have to set up and discuss parameters. You can enter, all right, but you have to get clearance from PRC or get clearance from the local associations like the Philippine Medical Associations. Or for lawyering, pwede naman, IPP, pero hindi ba, you can practice globally, pwede naman yan.
So far, no, siguro medyo time is up. It's been quite very productive yung discussion natin. Meron ako nakita kasing na time is up. We will be allowing the participants to ask questions.
Can I plug something?
Sige, Chairman.
Oh, sige. Fellow practitioners, let me tell you that all of these things that we discuss will be subject of we will be discussing more lengthily in my own personal radio program. I am slated to start my radio program at Inquirer, DCIQ, 990, every Sunday, 4 to 5. We'll be discussing all topics related to our economy. We call it negosyo, kabuhayan, at iba pa. Negosyo, kabuhayan, iba pa. Inquirer, pero you can view me in the apps, no, of Inquirer. At the same time, I have initiated through the help of Shim Suwan, I now have a web page, personal web page, where I put all the information that's related to our real estate service profession. Please like my web page, Dr. Eduardo G. Ong, PhD, DPA, DBA. But let me tell you a secret, DPA means sabi, Doctor Public at hindi penetration agent.
Thank you very much.
Po ako ng mga kolonong professionals.
Okay na? Sige,
We
so...
will now open the question and answer portion.
Okay.
Chairman,
Sige.
moderator.
Sige, may moderator pong isa dito kasi.
Floor.
Mas matindi na moderator. Okay, sige na.
From the floor.
Questions, no? Time nyo na to greet the chairman. Habang dito pa, no? Sabi ko nga, I released this idea of greeting the chairman. Okay na ba, chairman?
Oh, I want to be a grilled pork.
So, any questions? Sige.
Yes, good afternoon.
Siguro just identify yourself anong board.
Yes, I'm Mr. Nestor Correa from Vice President of the Mandarin City Realtors Board. Chairman, I would like to direct this question to you because you mentioned earlier that Singapore is very strict and you cannot sell properties without showing an ID. Now, I would like to ask that question to you. Because our salespersons are asking, since 2011, they filed their accreditation. Why don't they have their
Nestor, correct. That's a very good question. That has always been the dilemma of the professional regulatory board members. Since 2011, we have approved already more than 50 resolutions of salespersons. As you apply, matter of 1 month, maximum of 2 months, we approve the salesperson. However, PRC, I think sabi nila, lack of manpower, maraming problema, so wala akong ma-issue ID. I have requested them to allow me to issue a cardboard ID. Just like what we had in DTI, ba? Karton lang, which has not been favorably approved during the time of the former chairman. Now, I'm again initiating again the same move. Because we cannot, you need ID with HLURB, isn't it?
Yeah, HLURB can do it in 3 months. Why can't PRC do it?
We can probably do it in 3 months kung sa akin lang.
Yeah.
But you know now we belong to a huge bureaucracy of 46 professions.
I see. The second follow-up question, Chairman and Chairman Ong, Chairman Ray, and Attorney. Can you authorize the board in the meantime, if we could issue through the local boards IDs for our sales agents, so in that way we are assisting the public or informing the public that look, before you buy or purchase properties, please try to secure an ID of the seller. That way, that is a boost to our anti-colonial campaign.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
That is not possible with PRC. But that can be initiated by the national board. But when you issue ID, a PAREB ID, you just tell them, identify a PAREB, okay yan. But as far as PRC is concerned, we have to go through the windmills on processing.
Can we ask the PRC to give us a timetable so that we could
To tell you that actually, there are 6 persons whom I have requested from PRC to do the processing of salespersons. You know how many backlog I have? I have more than 5,000 backlog. And not considering the others that we have approved, almost another 4,000 to 5,000. Ang salespersons ilang ba sa buong Pilipinas? I think it's about 100,000.
I think more
Yung
than
backlog. Okay? And so, we have 6 persons. After 3 weeks, 2 persons resign. Kasi, contractual. Kasi, lang, puro processing lang yun. Second, after another 1 or 2 months, 2 persons resign again. So, ilan na ngayon presently ang tao namin sa PRT doing the salesperson's processing. 2. The 2 persons, last month, expired ang contract. So, wala nang gagawa. Your board initiated. Sige na, ma-appoint pa yan pagdating ng bagong presidente. So what did we do? May backlog na nga eh. So the board said, sige na po, sabi nila, pwede ba kayo na muna magbayad ng honorarium? We agreed, coming out from our own pockets, to pay the honorarium of 19,000 to the 2 people. So that to keep the pace going, the processing going. That is how the board loves the practitioner salesperson.
So, thank you to that, Chairman. So,
Thank you,
with respect
Chairman.
siguro sa PAREB, Nestor, no? We just acquired an ID machine. No? The National Directorate just approved yung acquisition ng ID machine. Probably, Madam Prexy, we can tackle this sa National Directorate. ID na namang hinahanap nila, di ba? Salespersons. No? So, probably, aside from giving ID sa brokers, we can extend that, Madam President, to salesperson, pwede ba yun, Chairman?
No. Can we give you
As members ng
can we give you another dilemma that we are encountering? PRC would like to be sure that the 1:20 is followed. Alright? As you know naman, very fluid ang profession natin. I have applied, I'm a broker, I have to have 20. I have applied 10 or 20. After 2-3 months, 8 resign. We have to tally. So we're trying to see to it that in each of the broker, you only are allowed to have 20 salespersons. Kaya tumatagal pa. Kasi tinatanggal yung mga hindi pa. And mostly, some of the salespersons that have applied, hindi pa na pinoprocess pa lang in process, have filed complaints against their brokers for non-payment of commission.
Okay, so let's have another question. Sige.
Hello, magandang hapon, Mr. Chairman. I'm Gas Agosto, President of Cebu South Real Estate Board. And at the same time, I'm teaching BSREM at University of San Carlos. My question on Mr. Chairman, before, while I'm taking board's review, we were told that the process of generating questions for the board exam, the board will ask the providers for 100 questions and that. So,
No, the board generates the examinations from the practice itself. But some providers opted to give us some possible questions which the board evaluate.
okay.
And if it's 40, then we rephrase the question
Okay.
and then put it in our magic box, in our computer.
Next
Okay,
question.
Mr. Chairman, since the May 22 board exam is composed of BSREM and predictors, do we consider also the students to provide questions for the board to consider?
Yeah, anytime. There's no prohibition. You can submit. You can write me, send me, Chairman. Ito ang probable questions na we can think of. We will consider.
Pwede po yun, Chairman. Sana nagbigay kami ng maraming questions din.
Kasi Mr. Chairman, yung mga tuwa natin ngayon, mga bata pa yan, mga bagong graduate, I wish to inform also to you that this morning we convert 10 BSREM graduate from University of San Carlos.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sana 10 po sa
Yes, yes.
let me tell you also an information that in the last March examination, there were 10 BSREM
Okay.
who took the exam.
Okay.
You know how many passed? 5.
Okay.
Good enough, 50%.
Yeah, yeah.
BSREM, first time, walang review, pass, 50%.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yung 50%, Mr. Chairman, is quite below dun sa national standard, no? Kahit na,
Eh, 10 BSREM, 5 ang pumasa.
but the passing national is 50.
Yeah, 56.
Okay. So, next question, Sam.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I have some question. It is possible for the PRC earlier with a question about the agents extension 20 per broker. Okay, there's a technology that if you just like the BIR, if you type your TIN, automatically it balance right your in and out. If you type your broker's broker's ID, it will print out right away the numbers of extension agents. So it would be easy.
Correct. Right now, our ICT department is looking into that.
Yeah, because
Meron kaming program to do that.
because Mr. Chairman, I know some brokers are trying to abuse that one.
I agree. So we are now devising and trying to look into some software so that we can easily detect fake.
Yeah. Another experience I had is HLURB. Maybe you can also. I registered my HLURB here in Cebu, Region 7, when I did also it in Baguio and submitted it there with one developer. They questioned because it's not in the HLURB when they verify it there. Then I found out that they are not even coordinating itself from one region to another.
I agree. As a matter of fact, I talked to some reliable sources there and said that each region is an independent region. The thing is, they have to communicate, isn't it? They have to give information to the head office, right?
Yeah, that's my they need
Kaya
I
iba-ibang
need
kingdom.
to let them coordinate region by region just to confirm that I'm actually RV registered with the region.
I guess that's human nature. Sometimes, even with PRC, you know, that is a problem of interpretation of the law. Interpretation of the policy, like for example, in an area, they are trying to look at interpreting the other way around, but in some other areas, it's not. Kaya it's a matter of interpretation. Unless someone will tell me, then I will take note. So I took note.
Okay, so next question, si Lani, no?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Lani Santiago from Pasig, Real Estate.
Oh, you're my Facebook friend.
First, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate you and all the officers and members of our PAREP National. I have two questions. I'm into project selling. When can we see that this 1:20 will be strictly implemented?
In process.
Kasi sir, I hope you understand, every year we have new brokers, agents come and go, and then yung mga oloro.
Much that I wish that to happen in a short period of time, I think we are constrained by bureaucracy. But let's rest assured that the board is trying its best to lessen, to speed up processing. And we are now coordinating with ICT and how we can easily issue as soon as possible time IDs of salesperson.
Kasi sir, in fairness naman po sa amin na every year we're paying yung mga ano namin, membership and everything. Yung pong mga hindi license, sino pa po yung parang sir,
Yun ang isa sa mga problema.
na sasabihin pa, kulang ang kulungan, saan yung kami ikukulong, I mean, things like that. And then,
These are typical human resource problems that I think PAREP as an integrated association of real estate professionals can do.
can we expect that the strict implementation of 1:20 will happen in a year? In
We are targeting the end of the year.
Okay. And then next question. I'm so excited about this global, the ASEAN integration. Attorney Mobigman, do we see this one will be implemented?
Yeah, finally. That brings to mind, humingi ako ng time to plug it. The thing is, this August 26th and 27th, please mark your day. This is going to be a historical gathering of the ASEAN countries.
What dates
It
ito?
will be
Ano
August
date?
26 and 27.
Mark yun na, 26, 27.
Just mark your dates. We will have the Arena Convention and Expo to be held in Grand Arnoma Hotel, that is in Bangkok, Thailand. And to sum it all, we were able to bring down the rates of the registration, especially for parent members, to be $100 international convention. $250 ang standard to $300. So we would like to invite, the main reason why we requested for a lower rate, we adjusted lang yung hotels. Instead sobrang high-end, we went on the typical parent rates. No? So, with the hotel Grand Arnoma, 3,000 plus lang yung daily rate. No? And then the registration is $100. And yung ating airfare, maybe about 10 to 11,000 no? average. So total is about 21,000, 22,000 if you do it now. I-plug lang, there's an early bird registration which actually ended yesterday. But I'm happy to announce that we were able to ask for an extension until May 15. But don't abuse it. Hindi ko na kaya. So, what is significant here is that there are two other countries joining us. Vietnam will be joining us. And Cambodia, they're still inviting to join. Thailand, one association joined us, but since we'll be holding in Thailand, the 4 other real estate associations of Thailand will be joining Arena. So that is good news for us because this is the role of PAREP is to build a bridge for you to interconnect. for the developers, we're working out one of those nights. Kaya we're going to structure this na hindi overload na sobrang formal. We're trying to innovate even ways of doing international convention, and Parep is one of the co-founders of this, and we're also a co-organizer of this international event. The Thai Appraisal Foundation is the main organizer, it's the Thai, but all the arena associations are cooperating organizations which we're helping them organize right now. So this might be your opportunity. We're creating a Philippine night, no? Wala siya sa program. Our program will end, formal program ends at 5. But in one of those nights, we're organizing a Philippine night. We'll be inviting the other international leaders to be there. So we're coming up with a program for our developers who'd like to join us in this night.
So paano to, Moby? How do we coordinate? Kung sino
Yes.
gusto pumatay?
Siguro,
Online.
for now, no, please coordinate through we're requesting our member board presidents, please assign a particular point person for your international committee. More than the convention, there are a lot of things we need to discuss.
So, Moby, mga kailan, when can we see this one? Na
Yes.
talagang, yeah,
Right after this convention, we will be working on it. So give us about 2 weeks. We will be coming up with all the details of the convention. But for now, please, block your dates. Your registration, pasok nyo na. Mag-register na kayo. We'll give you the links, no? And then for the, we're suggest the hotel, Grand Arnoma Hotel. That's the site of the convention site na in the center of the city. 3,000 plus na. You try to go to TripAdvisor, choose the lowest.
Yeah, thanks for that. What I'm asking you, kailan yung talagang formal partnership with other ASEAN countries that we can also sell and they can also sell in our country?
As we speak right now, we have already agreed on that part. That's why we're creating the event. For you to meet already the other
So we can-
brokers. Yeah, if you avail of we'll come up with sponsorship packages for our partners, for our developer partners. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll release it through our member boards. And those who are interested, you can also contact Arab directly or through me. Feel free to contact us. We'll be more than happy to give you the details.
Okay,
I-post siguro natin Moby
Thank you.
sa website na ng Lani, no?
Thank you.
Pareb.org.ph. No, yung, we just get the information from Moby. Then let us post sa website para malaman ng members. Any more questions? May oras. We have the next speaker na ba?
Sorry, we already have our speaker, sir. Thank you very much. I'm very sorry for that one. For the next one, please, thank you very much to all our panelists.
Okay,
To
so
Honorable Eduardo Ong, to Attorney
before I go, let me greet Shim Suwan and of course Nestor Correa and Dr. Tom. Ano si Tom, di ba? Umalis na ba? O yan, si Shim Suwan ang aking administrator sa aking webpage. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. And also to Attorney Nelson Arquiza. And of course, to our moderator, Attorney Ray Cartamano. For the certificate of appreciation, once again, may I call our National President, Emily A.B. Cabellada, Vice President Visayas, Tonette Ritchie, Vice President Mindanao, Gigi Roa, and Attorney Jaime Balmas, please, as the Section General, to give the certificate of appreciation.
Okay, so where's the other national directors? Parep presents the certificate of appreciation to Attorney Nelson W. Arquiza, representative of IPO Youth Council, as a token of gratitude for his inspiring presence as panelist during his 2016 Joint Eastman Regional Conference with the team Parep Kings Global held on April 15 and 16, 2016. Given the 6th day of April 2016 at Costa Bella Tropical Beach Hotel, Maribago, Mactan, Cebu, signed by National President Emily Ami M. Cabellada together with Vice President for Visayas, Antonina Tichy, and Vice President for Mindanao, Gigi Roa, to tested waves too. Congratulations. Likewise, we award also this Parep certificate of appreciation to Honorable Eduardo G. Ong, Chairman, Professional Regulatory Board of Real Estate Service. As a token of gratitude for his inspiring presence as panelist during his 2016 Joint Eastman Regional Conference with the team Parem Things Global held on April 15 and 16, 2016, given the 16th day of April 2016 at Costa Bella Tropical Beach Hotel, Naribago, Mactan, Cebu, signed by our National President Emily Amel Caminada, together with Vice President for Visayas, Antonina Frici, and Vice President for Mindanao, Gigi Siroa, tested by yours truly.